Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Witches in the Moon. I am your host, Dia, aka OrioOasis.com, and this week is Choose Your Own Topic. So, with that being said, I want to revisit a topic that I'm revisiting for y'all. I think I talked about this with y'all before, but I'm not sure. But I want to revisit the topic that I get all the time, which is um, I want to leave my religion and start or tradition and get into the craft. How do I do that? Um, what I always tell everybody, and I'm gonna say it again, is that you don't leave the religion that you're in. I can almost guarantee with almost every spirituality out there, if you go deep enough into it, you will see the craft in it. So with that, and one of the reasons why I say stick to your own is because a lot of times we hop out and we hop out with so much hatred and so much anger and so much frustration, so much guilt that when we hop into something else and we see something that looks like it overlaps, it causes this emotional discourse. Um, However, I will say that when you are studying the religion that you're in, that's going to cause, if you wasn't raised with certain knowledge, that's going to cause emotional discourse too. So, and it's going to cause a lot. But however, if you stick with the one that you're in and push past the hurt, push past the pain, push past the you didn't know, push past the oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened, because every religion, every tradition has a dark history in there somewhere. Okay, so push past that dark history of it, and you and see the origins of it, and see the truth in it, and then also see how it is used today, how it was used by your ancestors, um, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then decide, because then you'll have full knowledge. And honestly, by then, I want to say then decide whether you're gonna leave it or not. But to be totally honest, if you really get that far into it, you've probably already just, like they say, you've probably already grown in knowledge out of the mainstream idea of what your particular religious beliefs are, and already grown to start doing other stuff naturally. And also, if you do it this way, this brings more comfort. It brings a level of comfort. It brings a level of security. It brings a level of understanding to what you're doing, which also brings another level of power into your practice of what you're doing. So when I always get the question, how do I just switch religions? I always say, don't. Study the one that you're in, and I guarantee you it will lead you to the real. If you keep studying, and study from all angles, study it from the outward angle that's portrayed by people, study the actual history, study the culture, study the time frame that the religion was created in. They're all created. So study the time frame that the religion was created in. Study the language in which they talk. Um, every 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 language has some type of slang. Within that slang, there's cultural slangs that goes with certain eras, and with certain areas, and there's also era slangs that goes with certain time frames. So if you study those slang terms, then it gives you a better understanding of what you're reading today. Because when we read things today, whether it be Buddhist texts or the Quran, the Bible, mantras, we read it in the understanding of what we have today, right? However, if you study that time frame, understand the context of which they sit in, it gives you another level and a little more freedom of how to practice your practice today. And also, it'll help you how to make it your own. The other thing I would say is when you start this practice, keep your mouth shut. The one thing that everybody wants to do is when they start doing this, they said they want to talk to people. They want to tell people. They want to tell everybody what they're learning. They're so excited. Sometimes they're not just excited. Sometimes they're frustrated and they just need to talk to someone. If that person is not already where you're trying to go, for your safety, for your mental, physical, and spiritual strength, keep it to yourself. It's your walk. They don't need to know everything. They need to understand everything. First of all, the when you're talking to someone who's outwardly practicing what you're trying to inwardly study on a different level, the first thing they're going to do is condemn you and try to bring you back. Okay, so and that's not because they hate you. That's because in their mind, you understand what they're doing. In their mind, they're trying to bring you back. So they think you're going down the wrong path. So they're naturally doing it out of love. But when you understand energy, this energy is already built up against you. So the last thing you need is more energy of fear and stuff when you're trying to just explore your truth. So keep it to yourself. Um, Secondly, Do not be afraid to venture out and find the books and the stuff that you need. Do not be afraid to practice new things and be honest with yourself while you're practicing it. There's no need to try to play the big bad witch if you're still scared of witchcraft. Also, allow yourself to practice within your comfort zone. And start with the practices again that your religion did to find out the origins of that and why they did it. And practice within your comfort zone. You know, just because you want to be a witch doesn't mean everything has to look witchy. You don't have to have skulls and animal skulls and feathers and blood and guts and everything all around you to be a witch. There's so many different ways you could practice. You know, there's so many different ways you can practice, so many different things you could do. So you don't have to go for the classic. Now, if you're going to go with, if you're going to go, well, initiation is a whole other story. I don't even want to get into that. I just want to get into switching from one religion to witchcraft. Just the initial switch before like getting initiated, and just the initial switch. I say study the one that you're in, and it will save you a whole lot of mental. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it's a lot of patience, and it brings its own issues and emotions up. But if you push through that, it will automatically lead you out of the idea of the religion you was raised in or given, and it's a whole nother level that you may find beautiful or you may not want to deal with it. But at least that way, if you go from there somewhere else, one, it'll save you in down the line when it comes to conversations with others. You'll be totally you won't feel the need to defend, because you have full understanding. You'll understand others when they're angry, and you can help them with that, because it is going to be an emotional, angry time. You'll be able to help that, and it won't still have that hold on you. When other people bring it up and say certain things, you know, you won't feel the need to get angry or snap. There'll be a peace inside of you because you have understanding, and you'll have understanding. You'll know you don't need to explain nothing to anybody. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say on Choose Your Own Topic. I never want to say stay conformed if you're not happy, but I will say do your own research. Don't just believe what was given to you, and do your own research and do it from all those different levels. And you might find another beauty in it, and you'll definitely see the craft in it, because you cannot convince me the craft is not in everything, especially when you understand the origin of the craft. Like the craft we teach today is a little more commercialized and a little more illusionative. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made that a word. And a little more, you know, childlike and magical in essence, where the craft back in the day was a necessity. It was it was a necessity. It was natural. It was such a second nature and things like that. And as we came away from nature because we advanced in technology, and technology isn't a bad thing either, we kind of changed the way we did things. So go back to the origin of it and see that, and I bet you'll see it from a whole. I have something on my screen that's making like it's something in my eye. But if you go back, it'll look like a whole different thing. And yeah, that's it. So that is it for this week's topic. I will see y'all next week. Don't forget to watch everybody's videos. Don't forget to comment, rate, and and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week. Stay blessed, be a blessing. Peace.